ang radio nanas. Let's go.
O yung isa hindi natin napanood kasi hindi siya pinapanood, pinapakinggan lang.
Arirang Radio.
It's time to tune in and discover the best of K-pop and Korean culture on Radio News.
Tinitignan nila monitor.
Oh.
Welcome back. We're going to officially kick off the second half of the show, and it's going to be filled with Final Peg. It's a music therapy session. Well, you know what? Either one of our special guests going to explain what
Music
the segment is all
therapy
about
session na pala
soon.
to. Hindi ako
So,
na-inform.
let me
Alam ko
introduce
chismisan
tonight's
lang.
guest right away. Joined by the amazing
Parang
musicians,
it's time to
idols.
marites,
Well,
mga
what
ganyan.
else should I use? What else? What?
Trailblazers, pioneers, one of a kind.
Thank you so much for
Incredible.
finishing up that sentence.
Yeah.
Yes, we are joined by Alexa and VINCI here. Yeah. Who are you?
Hi, I'm Alexa, and I'm not bald on the side. It's just because my hair is pink underneath, and it looks like I'm bald on the side.
Until you mentioned that, I wasn't even aware of that, actually.
I was extremely aware of it because the monitor was staring right at me.
Kaya niya tinitignan yung monitor kanina pa.
Well, you know what? Full disclosure, when I first saw you today, I was like, what's up with that sushi looking like hair stuff she got going on today? Is because you kind of look like a rice with a
If it was
seaweed on
like
top of
Monday,
it.
then it'd be very top-up-ish.
All right, anyway, VINCI, not VINCI, who are you, sir?
I am okay. I'm just gonna spell it out for
Yeah.
those people who don't know how to spell it. It's VINCI of Horizon.
Yeah.
Vinci of Horizon.
Yay! Next question, how's life?
Life has been.
Dapat
it's
may
hard.
may pa-formation din. V-I-N-C-I. Diba? May ganun din.
It is.
It's been.
I
It's
don't
been,
know.
has
Yes.
been.
Mhm.
You know, it's been feeling like
We're
Philippines for
having
me.
weather.
A bit.
Feels a lot more like summer these days.
Yeah,
It
it
do.
does.
So, you know what? In that regard, I would like to ask you guys another question. What's your favorite season? Korea is known for having 4 distinct seasons. You know,
Yeah.
spring, summer, autumn, and winter.
Yeah, but I feel
And-
like Korea just has summer and winter.
Right, it kind of changed over time. Yeah,
But
because
I
of
like-
the air
I
pollution
like
and all that. But
Fall,
Fall,
warming.
autumn.
Oh,
Because
okay.
it's like almost super cold, but not super cold.
But not like bone-chilling cold.
Yeah, not like you need a padding cold,
Mhm.
because the padding is
So how cold
a
is that?
hassle.
Yeah.
It's very like 15,
Mhm.
I was
16.
gonna say like 16, 17.
Yeah, that's the sweet spot for me. How about you guys?
Man,
Because it's my first time experiencing winter from the past winter. Yeah, that was my
Oh.
first winter, my first snow and all of that.
I would
romantic
freeze
stuff.
to that if I don't go out with my padding on in that weather, in that kind of weather.
Well, if you have like thick jackets,
Yeah.
I think it would suffice.
Mhm.
But sometimes
Yeah.
when it's zero, you just need
Hindi
that
ko kaya yan.
very
Zero,
heavy
mga
padding
ganyan.
Mm-hmm.
that
Grabe
you
sa
don't know how
Baguio
to
nga
put
lang pag di ba?
away when you're eating at a restaurant.
Yeah.
Pag windy, tapos tipo
I
mga
have this habit of if it's
Pag
cold,
nandiyan ka na
and, like,
magmamanage
I
ka
know,
na.
like I only have to
10
brave
degrees
the cold for maybe 10 minutes while walking, but I'm gonna be
Yeah.
inside for the rest of the night. I just won't bring a coat.
Oh,
I just deal with
survival mode.
I hate
Tapos yung ilong ko pa hindi
bringing
kaya
things
yung
that are
malamig na
clunky.
hangin.
I mean, yeah,
Like,
we all hate that.
Yeah, so I just
But we just do it because we can't endure the cold weather.
force myself to do it.
But
Wow.
are you someone who puts your hands in your pockets when it's winter time?
Yes.
Because I do, and I see a lot of Koreans walking down the street, and their hands are just like free.
Their hands
like,
are out, and I'm like, are they not
"What?"
cold?
My hands are turning red and itching.
Ah.
Yeah. So I'm like, maybe there was a time.
Tapos dapat may
there's
ang tawag doon
training
yung,
involved
anong
in
tawag
that,
doon
you
yung
know,
gano'n, yung
because
parang
since their childhood
warmer
they've
na
been
ano, na
exposed to
parang
winter.
pad.
And,
Na, di ba may
You
gano'n
know
sa
what?
kanila,
I
di
got a
ba?
good advice
Mitten.
for you, actually.
Hindi
during
bitin.
the winter time.
Yung as in
This is
parang
what
pack
I
siya
do
na
every
gano'n na
winter, but what
umiinit
I do
siya.
is I
Tapos
usually
ano,
bring a
nilalagay sa
set of
bulsa, pwede mo
blanket
siyang
out on my
hawakan
way
pag
out
gano'n
home.
malamig.
I usually take it wherever I go. I just keep it in my car, and when the weather gets real cold, I just put it on as if it's a cape.
I use a scarf sometimes at that. At
No,
those
not
times.
talking about scarf. I'm talking about the
A
blanket
like a
we used to.
blanket?
Yes.
Oh.
You should try it sometime.
Okay.
It actually works fine.
Well, we
Are
used-
you listening?
We used to keep blankets in like my manager car, so like when I would go like to and from schedules, I would use those.
I'm not talking about one of those thin blankets, you know. You're talking about those muruptamnyo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
But
I'm
like,
talking about those huge blankets.
I can't do that
Blanket
though.
talaga.
It's the funny thing about Korea
Yeah.
is when it's wintertime, every heater is on.
yeah, no, that's true. Yeah.
Bruh, like I clothe myself in thick clothing to brave the cold, and then you're gonna give me nanbang, right? Nanbang. Like it's so hot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So shopping during wintertime.
Pero sa
is
labas kasi kailangan mo eh.
absolutely the sweatiest time to be
The
shopping. I think
sweatiest
so.
time.
Yay. Well, anyway, Alexa, I
Oh,
heard you got
makikita
a
mo
good
na
news
si
to
Vinci,
share.
no? Ang
sir?
ano na niya,
I do.
sobrang
Today it is
sobrang
May
gaang na sa kanya
22nd
nitong ano na to.
right now. My
Nitong show na to. Hindi mo siya makikita na parang kinakabahan siya or tensyonado siya, no?
Komportable na siya.
Lalo na pag si Alexa yung kasama.
Hey, first off, what's that song about?
It's just kind of like a love letter from me to anybody suffering with mental health, because you know, it's rough out here in these streets sometimes. But I co-wrote this song with one of my producers last year in September.
Great.
Performed it at the Jingle Ball tour last year.
I
It's been
see.
6 months, but
Yeah.
hey, it's finally getting released. Yay!
Congrats.
What took you so long to finally release it, though?
It wouldn't have taken me long.
Okay, anyway, guys, mark your calendar. Once again, it's May 24th, her new single. I'm
Kulit ni Alexa.
drop that day. All right, with that, well, I'm gonna ask one of you to explain what this segment is all about.
Okay, final pick is a corner where our listeners, send in messages that we suggest songs to, and then we can repeat together.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Naputol.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Very
Whoa.
eloquent.
Thank you.
Well, you know what? Shall we move on to the first message right away then?
Eh, pero sana mag-guest ulit si Marcos dito.
Shimejinim. Dear
Makarinig tayo ng mga ng mga payong
Words of
galing sa
wisdom.
14 anyos na bata.
Saturday, and it feels like I'm having another quarter life crisis.
Oy, been there.
Not yet me. I never worried about my age until now, but as 30 approaches, I feel scared and like life is passing by too quickly. Normally, I
does.
view May as my new year, but this time I'm hesitant to move forward, mainly because of what happened at work. I recently celebrated my 7th work anniversary and things seem to be going well. In March, an exciting opportunity arose with a mission program backed by an international organization. I applied, had a proposal approved, and oversaw the project in April, which was successful. However, I was disheartened to learn that I wouldn't be part of the delegation representing the program. Numerous reasons were given for my exclusion, making me question my efforts and decisions. Despite trying to convince myself that it's okay and there might be other opportunities,
Ayoko
I
ng
feel
ganyan
sad
tanong.
and
Gusto ko
angry.
yung
What do
mga
you think I
pang-chismis.
should do?
No, corny.
Interesting.
Fast
But one
forward
thing
na
for
natin,
sure
ah.
is this has nothing to do with your age, I think. It has to do with something else, so you don't have to think about your age in this case, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, any advice from you, too? Alexa, maybe you guys are about the same age, I assume?
What? Oh!
Yeah, the singer.
I thought you meant me and Vinci. I was like,
No.
no, there's a bit of a gap there. Okay, yeah. Cause
I mean, you're making your way to the end of 20, so. Yeah.
I'm turning 28 this
Yeah.
year, so okay. Felt. So I mean, I am what 2 years younger than this
Right.
person.
Mm.
You know, sometimes the things you want to do for work will not always suit you. And like, you know, sometimes you work hard for something, you wind up getting into, you know, this like the business you want to go into, the law firm you want to get into, the company you want to get into. And then you find out that it's not all that it was cracked up to be. And I mean, in my opinion, that just means it's an opportunity to close one door and open a new one. I mean, recently, I currently have a friend right now in Korea who's visiting from Germany, and she just, I guess, recently applied for a new job while she was in Germany, and then like a couple days ago, she got an email saying she got the job. And so, you know, her current position is kind of the opposite of this. She's, you know, quitting her former job and joining a new one. But like, I say that just to be like, it can be done. You can quit a job and then go get a new one if you're not going to be happy with your current position.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's a very realistic solution, but I think that was a good one. And what about you, Vinci?
Well, I'm assuming
Mag-resign.
Simijinim is doing good in their work because it's they're 7 years in the company, and I'm assuming they'll be doing good. If you're in a company for 7 years, I think there's something good
Nagpa-perform
happening
naman siya,
there.
ano,
And I
maayos.
think this situation, it is a disappointing one because of course you want to do bigger things as you progress inside a company. But maybe if you look at it as not a limit, like this thing, the situation, because you've been doing good for 7 years, and imagine if during those past 7 years you felt this way, then you wouldn't have reached your seventh work anniversary. So I think everything's going well, so maybe you just need to really pass through this. But I do get that your feelings are very valid because it is very frustrating to feel still underappreciated, especially if you've given this much work and
Yup.
effort in your work. I do get it. Yeah.
Okay.
But
And
fighting.
lastly, I would like to share a Korean saying. We have this term called 전화 위복 in this culture. What that means is if you experience one hardship or one fail, here comes a bigger success in the future. So just look
Oh, I
for a
like that.
bright
True, true,
future.
true.
전화 위복 once again is the term we have. And with that, shall we recommend songs for this person? Shimeji.
Yeah.
Vinci, you going
Yeah.
first.
Eh, ganun talaga sa
I
kumpanya,
brought
hindi naman
in
yung kung gusto mo.
La by Winner Sombenim.
Hindi naman yung kung ano ba, gusto mong makuha tong posisyon na to. Hindi naman kasi parang
Singing
Oo,
loud.
hindi man
Laging para
lagi
sa'yo
ano
yun
oo. Hindi man lagi parang tawag doon, parang steady yung pag-angat mo.
minsan
Minsan
kasi
nagiging nagpla-plateau talaga.
minsan din kasi parang akala mo, deserve ko na to ngayon. Eh, yung mata ng yung mga mata ng mga tao nasa kumpanya, hindi naman pala ganun yung tingin.
I don't know. It was my chef voice, I suppose.
Okay, now on to you, Alex Chua.
I was trying to say, I love how we both brought in songs from older groups. Technically, mine is a redebuted group, but they're still OGs.
They're in the era of
Yeah. I brought in
sameness.
Please Don't Be Sad. The highlight is, hey, please don't be sad. I won't lie though, when I first started reading your story, I'm like, I gotta bring in 30 Sexy by Rain. But then I kept reading.
Oh, because of
Because of the
But
age,
then
yeah.
I was like, oh no, wait, that's
Happy
not gonna
birthday,
work.
though.
So happy early birthday, considering you said it's this Saturday, so. Wee. But please don't be sad. Don't be
Yay!
sad, shawty.
All right, with that, shall we take a listen to these two songs recommended by our guests? We're gonna begin
Ang
with
ganda na ng ano nila
Love
no?
by
Ang ganda na
Winner,
ng
chosen by Vinci, followed by
chemistry
Oliver
nilang tatlo
Sakrichi
dito sa
Mararo,
programa na
Please
to.
Don't Be
Ang
Sad
gaang na
by
nila
Highlight, chosen
panoorin.
by Alexa.
Wala na, hindi yung kapag halimbawa may bago,
Seems
di ba?
like
Parang
a lot of you guys
awkward,
are
ang
awkward.
awkward
the
ng
number of
ano.
viewers on YouTube live chat today is
Yeah.
all I can say for now is the number is not
Ayoko ng mga
correct
tungkol
in
sa mga
today's
employee.
show.
Gusto ko yung
During
mga
the
love
first
life,
half,
mga
we only
ganon.
had like 6 to 7 listeners, but on YouTube live chat, I saw way more than that. So I assume
Ako hindi
it's
lang basta love life. Gusto ko yung love life tapos may red flag.
from one of our listeners, Alexander. One, he said something about update going
Yung,
on
yung
on
mga tipong
YouTube,
marami
and
kang ano,
this
marami
could be
kang
the
sabihin,
problems
parang akala mo
related
talaga
to it.
nakaka-relate
Anyway,
ka. Yung mga ganun.
before we move on,
Parang
I
marami
saw
kang
a
alam.
lot of you guys came up with some great advice for the previous message sender, and let us cover
Naghihirama
a
ng
few.
stro
Yo,
sa harapan ng
Marinig.
jowa.
To be honest,
Yan
I'm
yung
not
mga
sure to
ganyan.
have understood the entire
Yung mga
story
parang ang
slash
dami mong pwedeng
problem
sabihin.
properly, but in
Ganun.
any case, Sander, you're still the same person whether you're 29 or 30, so don't worry too much about it. True. I mean, when I just reached the
Pero kayo, may mga ganyan ba kayo? Yung kapag may parang pressures, kapag halimbawa, pumunta ka ng 20, ay, dapat ganito na ako around 20.
Dapat
ay, pag
ganito
pumunta
na
ka ng
ako.
30, ay, dapat ganito ako. Yung ganun, may mga ganun ba kayo sa buhay
Saka
niyo?
nag-ano ba kayo? Parang, kayo ba yung tipo na parang, sinusubukan nyo talagang parang baguhin yung sarili mo kasi dapat you have to act. Kung 30 ka na, you have to act 30. You have to act your age. May ganun ba sa inyo?
Oo.
Yung tipo mga, kasi di ba yung iba, pag halimbawa nasa 35 ka na, tapos medyo childish ka, sasabihan ka na ibang tao, parang, you don't act your age, parang masyado kang ano, yung mga, paano ba dapat umarte kapag nasa edad na gano'n ka na, yung tipo, kailangan seryoso ka na lang, di ka na tumatawa.
Hindi ka tumatawa. oo. Kahit
Ganun.
anong joke ang marinig mo, hindi ka na tumatawa. Seryoso ka na.
Ganun ba yun?
age of 30, I was like, yay, new beginning, fresh off this. I mean, I'm starting all over again. I have this refreshing feeling that I never felt before as 29-year-old who's about to turn
Actually,
30. So you're gonna
last
enjoy
year
being
lang,
30.
bago ka
I can
mag-20,
say it,
sigurado
tell
ka
you
na
that.
dyan.
And maybe another one. Do you guys want to?
This is
cover anything?
from Adrian.
Okay.
Sender, if you weren't able to be part of your company's delegate roster, just remember that there must be a reason why it wasn't granted. They might be planning to bless you with bigger things.
True.
Yeah, true.
True.
You know, that's not the biggest thing that could happen. Maybe in the future there are more
Kung halimbawa,
doors
hindi,
for
hindi man
you.
maibigay
Yeah,
sa'yo
yeah,
niya,
yeah.
di, yung ano na lang, para hindi ka masyadong frustrated sa buhay. Kung ano na lang yung natutunan mo doon,
VINCI's
gawin
phone
mo na lang.
call says, "Don't be disheartened by this setback, but remember, this isn't the end of your journey. Rejection is redirection, where perfect opportunity is out there waiting for you. Keep moving forward." I like that.
Great.
Ang sarap maging positive pag nakakarinig ka ng mga quotes na ganyan, pero in reality, hindi ganyan.
True!
Oo.
Talagang pag sa trabaho talaga parang bilang ba yan, hindi ako nakasama dun sa bad trip talaga.
Real talk lang, ganun talaga. Minsan
bad-
hindi talaga nangyayaring gusto
Oh,
mong
bad,
mangyari.
mga bad trip ka talaga pag halimbawa ina-expect mo, ala, ikaw na yung mapopromote bigla. Ay, hindi ka kasama dun sa promotion. Wala, ganun eh. So, ganun, tatanggapin mo lang sa
And
ganun.
one more from Jelaine Salvador. I guess you should accept the way things went and at the same time acknowledge your hard work because there are new opportunities that'll come eventually. If it's for you, it's for you. Well, thank you so much to all of you guys for participating and hope the
Basta accept reality for what it is. Ganun lang.
Ganun lang, para
At huwag ka naman frustrate. Ganun talaga ang buhay.
minsan talaga kailangan mo ng ganung mindset,
Oo.
no? Yung parang, wala anong gagawin mo? Maglupasay, umiyak, o ano, di ba? Wala
these
eh.
advice helped you in any way, Shimaji.
Hindi ka
With
type
that,
ng
we
boss
are
mo,
gonna
hindi
move
ka
on to
di
the
ba? Minsan
second
ganun
message,
eh.
and this time Alexa
Kahit
is gonna
anong
read
gawin
the
mo,
message
minsan
for
ayaw
us.
talaga sa'yo, hindi ka trip.
Let's go.
O kaya yung jowa mo, may ka-share na straw sa iba.
This comes from Horizon
Di wala,
2600.
wag na kayo.
Hello. I had a 5-year relationship that ended 4 years ago. So, okay, gotcha. Math. Okay, math was mathing. We broke up because I had to study far from him, but that was just an excuse. He was my rock during my parents' separation and at my lowest moments. When we graduated junior high, he went to study elsewhere. Although it was hard, I supported him. After senior high, I received a scholarship far from him, which became my reason to leave. I struggled to tell him because he did nothing wrong and was the kindest person I knew. We still saw each other with our friends and maintained a no-label type relationship for over a year. When I moved for university, he was my confidant, and I realized I still loved him. However, I found out he blocked me on social media and had a new girlfriend.
Yan ang gusto ko, mga ganyan.
Gusto ko
Yung
yan.
mga block.
Leaving me
Yan,
without
yan,
closure.
yan hindi natatahimik yung comment section natin. Yan, ingay na ngayon yan. Yan na yung mga
For not telling me and not giving me answers. 4 years later, he graduated and got a job. I'm proud of him, but it still hurts that he left without a word. I also blame myself for breaking up with him. Do you have any advice on how I can close this chapter and forgive myself? Hold on, I'm trying to do the math. Hold on, I'm trying to timeline things.
So it happened 9 years ago.
Ang tagal na wala pa rin, hindi pa rin nako-close. Sobrang tagal na nito. Ayaw nyo i-close. Diba? No label. Ibig sabihin wala, hindi kayo. Diba ganun yun? Diba ganun yun?
I mean, I'm going back to the beginning.
Oh, the
obviously.
beginning,
of the
start at the very beginning.
Yes.
I guess everything started 9 years ago. Yeah. So you said
Tagal
hold
na
on,
yan.
junior high, which means
Yeah.
what grade is junior high? Because I'm American.
Probably-
Junior high.
13,
high,
14,
that's, when
15.
they're usually 14 to 16.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I mean-
about 7th grade. Like
So I mean, you weren't really in your adult life yet. Plus, this is 4 years ago, babe. Like,
Diba
yeah, it's cruel and unusual and stupid
Mm-hmm.
that he blocked you on social media just to hide the fact he was dating another girl. But at the end of the day, if you had already broken up with him at this point,
There's no strings attached.
there's no more strings attached. I mean, granted, I know what it's like to break up with someone or to be broken up with and still have feelings, but the past is in the past, baby. You can't keep
It's
holding
wala-
on to stuff. It's gonna
Yeah.
it's gonna grow and fester, and it's not gonna be good for your soul or your spirit. So
Well, Chris Rose, who's listening to the show, sent in a very relatable comment. He says, a kid's love story. Young love when every emotion is 200% more intense.
oh, that's true.
So true, right?
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about your puppy love? maybe from the
Puppy
past.
love.
Yeah.
Well,
Ay,
yeah.
sayang, wala si Marcus. Grabe.
Uy, dapat kay Marcos nyo tinatanong yan. Yung sa kanya, talagang sobrang papi. Yung kay Marcos talaga, grabe.
It was a lot more intense than now.
Because from back then,
Yeah.
I do attest to that
Yeah.
I have not felt the feelings that I felt when I was in my 16,
Right.
17, 18s. Those times you felt everything
Right.
deeply.
Hormones.
Yeah, you just felt everything. You just felt like the world is going to end because they didn't reply as fast as you would expect.
Yan,
So,
yan nga yung
I think
sinasabi
a
sa mga
lot
sa mga, di ba yan nga yung laging sinasabi sa mga teenager kapag nasa ganyang edad. Kaya pinapayuhan lagi yung mga kabataan na ng mga nakakatanda sa kanila na, tawag dito. Totoo naman talaga na nararamdaman nila yung mga ganun, pero kalmahan. Kalmahan. Kasi kapag lumagpas ka dun sa time na yan, may iisip mo na parang, ba't ba ako ganun nung time na yun? So, ang sobrang seryoso ko dun sa bagay na hindi ka na replyan agad, pero galit ka na agad. Ang dami mo nang iniisip. Nag-overthink ka na ng matinding. Wow, ganun. Pag lumipas na yung time na yan, naiisip mo, ba't ba ako ganun?
Kasi nga eh.
Ganun
Of
talaga
those
eh.
moments are encapsulated in this message. Because back then it was like that for me too, and
Okay.
I expected maybe if this doesn't happen now, then when will it happen? And then I fast forward to now, it's like I'm fine without anything. I'm just like, myself and doing with what I got for myself.
Hindi mo siya, wala na, nalagpasan niya
I
na.
think they're just really stuck up on this
Yeah.
thing when they've already ended things with them.
And
I
then-
guess there's no proper closure, I guess. But
And to bounce off of, what
Siguro
I see
dun
people
sa
in the comments
siguro
saying
dun
also
sa babae yung babae ba yung
Oo.
babae, no? Siguro sa kanya parang walang proper closure yung nila. Pero siguro dun sa lalaki parang tapos na talaga sila. Yan yung mga ito yung mga conflict lagi kapag may mga sa mga magjowa-jowa. Parang minsan dun sa babae, feeling niya meron pang natitira sa kanila, parang ganun. Ang hindi niya alam, dun sa lalaki, nung tinapos na dati yun, wala na sa kanya, as in zero na yun.
Dapat talaga kasi may closure.
Minsan ang tawag dyan, ganyan din yung yung pag halimbawa nag-a-assume ka na baka kayo.
Mahirap mag-assume.
Oo. Yung mag-a-assume ka na baka kayo, pero wala kang halimbawa babae ka, nag-a-assume ka na baka kayo, pero never sinabi sa nung lalaki na gusto ka or never na basta yung mga ganun. Tapos magugulat ka na lang pag biglang may jowa na, hala, parang close kayong dalawa. Parang close kayong dalawa.
May ka-share ng ng straw.
May ka-share ng straw sa iba, yung mga ganun. So, parang, mahirap mag-assume lang sa buhay kasi magugulat ka na lang. May ka-share ng straw.
Pero yan, sabi ni Superman, closure is overrated, he blocked you, that is your closure. Pero yun, sa case na yun talaga.
Oo. Kasi hindi naman kailangan
Ba't kailangan kang i-block kung halimbawa talagang ayaw na niya, di ba?
Kasi iba kasi ang takbo ng utak ng babae.
Hindi lang basta closure yun eh. Binlock ka pa eh. It means
Sa'yo.
ayaw na niya sa'yo. Out ka na sa buhay niya.
Ayaw niya ng kahit hindi ka niya gusto makita, hindi ka niya gusto ganun yun eh. So parang, hindi mo na kailangan kausapin pa yung tao na rin para mag-usap pa kayo na, may closure na
Yan
ganito.
yung example ng action speaks louder than words.
Wala nang gano'n. So, nung binlock ka, yun na yun, move on ka na. Ganun talaga. Ano man yun, kumbaga parang napaka-offensive man para dun sa babae nun. Kasi diba, hindi naman kailangan i-block
ganun
ka
talaga
eh.
eh.
Diba?
Parang yung sa unang case.
Ganun eh.
Accept life as it is. Wala
Ganun talaga
ganun
eh.
one of their last lines was I blame myself for breaking up with him. It's you broke up with him. That's not something to take blame for.
Right.
Like ending a relationship is not
Tapos malalaman niya after ng pagkaka-block sa kanya may iba na palang pinupururot. Di ba? Talagang
Wala na.
move on ka na.
something to be
At
blamed
saka
for. Like,
over
like
the
gaslighting
years,
yourself.
marami nang
Exactly,
nangyari
like,
dun sa
had
tao
he
na
st-
yun. Hindi mo na alam kung ano yung takbo ng utak no na siguro nakakausap ko lang casually ganyan pero iba kasi yung marami na kasing nangyari sa buhay ng tao na yun, hindi mo na alam yun.
Kasi halimbawa, parang closure, it's a parang formal way. Pag medyo maayos pa. Pero pag halimbawa ganyan na, iba na yung ganyan.
Still been deeply in love with you or something and was, you know, telling you, oh my God, why did you do that? How could you break my heart like this? Then I would understand the guilty conscience. But clearly he moved on. So there's nothing that you should feel guilty for.
And if you felt that way, I think that's what they're expecting for you to feel.
Ugh.
So that means they've succeeded, bro.
Don't feed their ego.
Yeah, because they blocked you, had a new girlfriend, so of course they want you to feel that regret, that, okay, blame yourself for breaking up with me. Look at me, I blocked you, you feel bad. Yeah, that's what you get. So don't give them that satisfaction.
I know you want closure, but hear
Yeah.
me. I still don't have closure from a relationship that I had that lasted like a year and a half. Granted, yours was 5 years, but again, teenage years, mine was in my adult life. I still don't have closure from that. So you can just learn to get on without closure. I promise. I promise it's possible.
Life will,
Well,
parang
thank
diba,
you so
life will
much.
go on.
Well, I would love to add one more thing. The only reason you're clinging on to this
Pero
boyfriend.
yung sa case niyan, Jack, halimbawa, binlock niya. Ano kasi, nakipagjowa pa kasi siya sa iba eh. So, it's really intentional eh.
Oo.
Iba yung halimbawa, parang naasar ka lang dun sa tao, binlock mo, ganun. Pero yung halimbawa, yung binlock mo, tapos nagjowa ka pa ng iba, iba talaga yun, intentional na talaga.
Siguro
Felt that-
rin kasi baka iba-iba din kasi intensyon ng tao. Baka minsan binablock lang ng gano'n. Para hindi na niya makita yung mga
Na may ano na siya, may iba na siya, ganun.
Hindi mo rin kasi alam yung intensyon ng isa eh, di ba? Minsan kasi, hindi naman dahil galit sa'yo yung tao or may may laban sa'yo kung ano man. Minsan parang ayaw na lang ng gulo. Parang gano'n. Ayaw lang ng gulo. Halimbawa, makikita mo pa na may girlfriend siya, baka mamaya, alam mo yun, magchika pa, chikahin pa yung girlfriend or talungin pa siya na siguro ayaw na ng
Siguro parang sige, i-cut na lang yung ties completely, ganun. Para makapag-move on na rin ako. Parang ganun.
You had in the past. Well, I'm gonna start referring to him as your exes because, well, technically he was your
Pero
ex.
at the end of the day, tapos na.
Wala.
Anyway, it's only
At
because
saka matagal na
it
naman silang walang
happened
label eh.
it all happened when you were so young, and things happen when you were so young tend to last for a long period of time, and there's no way you're gonna move on from it unless you actually decide to move on from what happened in the past. So just move on is probably what I can say to you right
Kasi
now.
wala, saan ka naman
Because if
kakapit
you
dun
come
sa
to
walang
think of it
label?
later afterwards in your life,
Pag walang
it's
label,
probably
wala.
nothing.
Ganun yun.
And eventually,
Sa lalaki, wala yun. Pag
that
walang
was me.
label kayo,
And I
wala
guess
yun.
it's about time we recommend sauce for this one.
Well, okay, starting out, I mean, this is just the most loving piece of advice I can give you, and I do mean this with my heart and soul. The song I brought in is Life Goes On by BTS, by Pangpansanyon Dance.
Great choice, great
Because
choice.
quite literally, life goes on. It's not the end of the world. And again, you were so young. I know what it's like to have that.
Mamaya tuloy kakanta si Jute ng My Life Will Go On.
Ewan ko sa'yo. Ewan ko sa'yo.
Ano yun? Sa Titanic yun, di ba?
16-year-old.
My heart will
17-year-old
go
heart.
on.
My Heart Will Go On pala yun.
Ewan ko sa'yo.
So my girlfriend in high school cheated on me, so I know what it's like. But
You see.
baby, life goes on. Life goes on, baby.
Pero ang pansin ko rin, ang madalas na bibiktima ng label na ganyan, yung walang label, yung mga babae.
Kasi dapat dapat pag babae ka medyo paano mo ba sasabihin yun? Marami kasi babae marupok eh. Marupok. Madaling mauto, yung parang pumapayag sila na walang label. Hindi pwedeng walang label. Pag halimbawa, kung gusto mo, pag ayaw mo, black or white. Hindi pwedeng may gray yung kulay, ganun. Hindi pwedeng ganun. So, kung kayo, kung hindi, ganun. Hiwalay, magkasama. Hindi pwedeng parang, ano ba kayo? Ano ba kayong dalawa?
Mahirap kasi makikipaghulaan kayo. Diba? Kaya nga, di ba, halimbawa sa atin, may kasal na tinatawag. Kasi formal yun eh. Pag nakasal ka, nakatali na kayo ng batas eh, di ba? Hindi yung parang kapag halimbawa may pananagutan na kayo sa isa't isa, dahil hindi kayo tali ng kasal sa batas. Di kahit na pwedeng gawin na nung isa't isa kasi walang pananagutan eh. Walang ang tawag doon, accountability.
Actually kahit di yung kasal, yung
Kahit nga jowa lang eh.
Oh.
Yung, iba kasi yun may tali kayo eh.
Yung tipong kayo mismong dalawa, meron kayong commitment sa isa't isa. Kahit halimbawa walang kahit di kasal, kahit di ano wala yung tali ng yung legality ng kasal na ganyan. Yung commitment ng dalawa sa isa't isa. Pag wala kayo noon, yung parang hindi makapag-commit yung lalaki, hindi makapag-commit yung babae kasi may mga ganito, may ganyan, may mga kung ano-anong dahilan. Eh di wag kayong maging kayo. Di kayo malinaw pareho kausap, di ba? Huwag kayong maging kayo. Magulo yun pag ganun.
At dahil dyan, buhay na naman ang comment section.
Tama! Sabi ko sa inyo, mas maganda yung ganitong topic eh. Ayoko ng mga trabaho.
And I just think you just really need to say your last goodbye to this.
Oh, di
Gusto
ba?
ko to.
It's a situation.
Yung kay Anchor Jam.
Oh.
Ultimo mo nga nasa grocery, may label para ma-identify mo kung ano bibilhin mo. Kaya mahirap pag walang label.
Oo,
Mahirap
totoo yan.
Totoo
Kaya,
yan.
kahit nga sasakay ka ng ng bus di ba? May biyahe, papuntang Novaliches, papuntang
Alabang ka ba?
Alabang, di ba? Yung mga
diba?
ganun. Kasi
O,
pagka
Pamoa.
sasakay ka lang ng bus, tapos walang label, baka saan ka dalhin yan, di ba?
Diba?
Mahirap na.
Tapos magbabayad ka pa.
Oo.
Di ba?
Because no label relationship, it got to that point. I think that's just very situationshipy. So please say your last goodbye to that, move on, and have a better life ahead.
Thank you so much for
May label na
recommending
ganyan,
that. We're gonna have to
situationship.
listen to these two songs in
Kasi di ba? Yun nga may label, minsan nagkakalokohan pa eh.
Oo.
Yung pang wala, di ba?
Eh di anong sabihin pag tapos bigla na lang sasabihin sa'yo, hindi naman kayo hindi naman tayo O di ganyan, di iyak-iyak ka. So, di parang, pumayag-payag ka naman kasi ng ganyan kasi naman
Come back for the final messages. Not messages, Life Goes On by BTS, chosen by Alexa. This is the first song we're going to be hearing. And the second one is Last Goodbye, 오랜 날 오랜 밤 by 악뮤, chosen by VINCI.
Si Kins may
We just heard
pa-MU.
Life Goes On by BTS, chosen by Alexa. And the next song was Last Goodbye, 오랜 날 오랜 밤 by 악뮤, chosen by VINCI. And just like the first message, a lot of you guys sent in wise words regarding the second message. So sender, if you are here with us right now, refer to YouTube live chat if you need more advice from our wise listeners. Anyway, I saw an interesting
Wow,
comment
ang
from one
wise
of the listeners.
listener.
This had nothing to do with the messages.
Kasing wise ng Horizoners.
Yung mga Horizoners, nandiyan dyan yan sa comment section dyan.
Siguro mga Horizoners mga nagko-comment dyan.
KKGHIBLIFE says, Chi, please make a special video about what's inside your bag. We are so curious.
I see, because we just released a What's in Your Bag with the whole group, and my member who was filming that time
Yeah.
forgot to press record.
Tama yan,
for
super
you.
bad.
Yan yun yung panonoorin natin.
Explaining my
Alin
bag.
yan?
Yan yung papanoorin natin mamaya, yung binabanggit ni Vinci.
And my bag was the most, scrumptious
Immaculate.
bag
Yeah.
from compared to everyone, because
You know, we might as well just do it right now then.
my bag's outside
Oh,
though.
no.
And there's a lot. We would pass the everything mark.
Oh,
Maybe next
man.
time I can show some stuff from our bags.
Okay, next week, be
Yeah.
ready.
How about we change it a little bit and do some like what's in your pocket instead of bag?
There's only one thing.
Ano
in
daw,
my
pag walang
pocket right now,
pag
and
ano yan,
it's
pag
a-
walang
a
label,
gloss
para
from
kayong
Vivo.
nag-a-assume na meron kahit
You
wala.
gotta keep it
Kapag walang
colorful
label, yung
for
mas
the
clingy, yun
camera.
ang talo.
That's it. Because I wore my stylist clothes today.
Right.
So it's not my actual clothes.
Thank you so much for sharing. I guess that's about it.
Pero ang hirap
Well,
maging
your name is
clingy
way
pag
too long to read, so,
ano.
I'm just gonna call you by
Pag wala namang label. no?
Alexa, what do you have in your pocket today?
I got nothing in my pockets. They don't make women's pockets deep enough.
But there.
Ay,
there's a
yan,
lot-
yan. Tama ka dyan, Alexa. Bakit nga, no? Bakit yung bulsa ng pantalo ng mga babae, ganun lang kaiiksi yung bulsa? Bakit ganito lang ba kaiksi mga daliri namin?
Hindi lang yung daliri. Yung mga nilalagay mo sa bulsa.
Di ba? Di ba, yung pants, di ba, ng babae, yung mga lalaki, hahaba ng bulsa, di ba? Kaya mong ilagay yung cellphone, kaya mong maglagay ng... Pagdating doon sa babae, ba't ganito lang kaiiksi yung bulsa? Ba't ganun? Unfair.
So,
Kinulang ng tela.
in her ears.
Yeah, I got another piercing that I just.
Today?
Yeah, I got this one here in the car.
Is it not like?
I mean, you already have like a million piercings on your ears, so we can't really
Yeah.
tell if you got a new one or not.
Well, I got
Yeah.
dinner with my friend and I got
Okay.
a new cartilage one. So.
Great.
Yay, more holes in the body.
Yay!
Oh, I just put a rock sign on that. I was like, yeah.
All right. Anyway, with that, we're gonna move on to the third message. It's from Horizon_Love. I'm a
Sayang,
foreigner
akala ko
living in South
Horizon
Korea and
PH.
I've been living here for a long time, so I speak Korean really well. People around me find
Hoy,
it
uy, dali,
fascinating.
dali,
Many language school
isesend ni Kenzie ano niya yung story niya. Talagang hindi pa nga siya umuoo, talagang sinususugan na natin no. Dali, paano meron tayong pagchichismisan? Chismoso.
teachers have praised my pronunciation. That's how confident I am in Korean. I even dream and express surprise in Korean by saying, "Omo!" But here's the problem. Because I've been living in Korea for so long, I keep forgetting my native language. When I talk with my old friends from school, I often find myself saying, "What's that word?" Then my friends get upset and say I've changed. And my conservative parents now want me to leave
Nagbago na. Parang si Diwata, nagbago na.
Korea and live together elsewhere. I
Tapos
love
pag
South
tinanong
Korea,
ka,
it's
hindi ko na
just
po
that I
maalala,
happen
Your
to speak
Honor.
Hindi ko na po maalala, Your Honor.
Korean well. I don't think I've changed. Have Alexa and Vinci ever faced similar concerns? And I'm also worried about how to convince my parents.
Pag lingwahe, talagang
Well, I hope that's my
nakakalimutan
problem
yan.
right now because I would really need some expert Korean level skills. But I think I relate to this, but I think it's for my English
Okay.
a bit, but not too much. Like because back in the Philippines, I used to just consume English
Right.
content, and then here now I try to consume as much Korean content than I normally would. So that has been a bit a struggle for my English skills. I do feel it. It happens a bit. My grammar and
Kasi
stuff,
ganun talaga.
the way I speak. You.
Well, I mean, the thing is, the two languages like I speak are like English and Korean, but like I know a little bit of other languages, like enough to be like borderline conversational, but like never, survivable in that country. But the thing is with me, I've started learning languages since I was a kid, and it's a blessing and a curse, but I have a very good memory. And so occasionally I'll be thinking in one language and I can't think of the word, but then I'll say it in a different language. And I'm like, no, that's Spanish. That's not what I'm trying to say.
Lost in translation.
Like it gets confusing in my brain. Like I obviously still remember how to speak English because that's like my native
Right.
tongue, but like I will forget words and I will forget like synonyms or like certain terminology for
kahit
things
na
every now and
nakikita
then. And I have
mo.
to look it up and I'm like, this is my first language. Why can I not remember this?
That happens a lot of time in my life too. When
Normal
I try
naman
to speak
yun.
Korean, I sometimes forget how to speak Korean. And especially during the morning when my brain is not properly functioning.
Pag walang kape.
And here's always a time when I have to make an important call to
Yeah.
and for example A&R of a record label
Yeah.
because I've been trying to make my tracks for other artists recently. And the thing is, when I call them during the morning, I always stutter. Even when I speak Korean, I was like, 여보세요? And it takes some time to recover. And I guess this has nothing to do with the problem this person sent in. So
Normal
how should
yan,
this
lalo
person
na pag marami
convince
kang
his or her
lingwaheng alam.
parents?
I mean,
Yeah.
I
Lalo
just-
na pag fluent
I
ka
don't
dun sa mga
understand why your
lingwahe na
parents
yun.
would be
Palitan na yan
concerned.
sa
You're just
utak mo.
learning another language, and clearly, if you've been here for as long as you've been, I don't really know time period,
Right.
but you said a long
Yung
time.
kinakarir nila,
Clearly,
mapasend mo
you're
kay
healthy,
Camille.
You're
Alin?
living your life.
You're doing
you
good.
must
Sorry,
have a
don't
stable
need
job or something and a good friend group to keep yourself stable out here. So I don't understand why your parents would be concerned.
Because this person is forgetting his or her native tongue.
But I mean, then I don't know. Maybe make phone calls with your parents
Yeah.
more, like with friends or maybe siblings that you have back in your home country, and just keep practicing that way. I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, in this person's case, I think it totally depends on what kind of person this person hang out with, I guess. And the reason I assume, this is just my personal opinion, but the reason why you speak a perfect Korean is because I think you've been spending quite a lot of time with the local, Koreans.
Yeah.
Because most of
Ganun
Tupos,
talaga.
we call it second generation, they usually hang out with themselves only, or with the foreigner friends who happen to reside in South Korea, and eventually they leave South Korea without even being able to speak a word of Korean.
Oh.
That happened to a lot of my friends. For instance, there was this one time I was actually saving this story for Friday. So he's been living in South Korea for a long period of time. I'm not going to expose his name because that's privacy.
Darn.
And that was when he just
Oh yeah,
arrived
na
in
namin yan,
South
Vince,
Korea,
ah.
right? And this one day he felt really sick, so decided to hit the hospital. And then he didn't speak a word of Korean. So and
Hirap yan.
unfortunately, the doctor didn't speak a word of English.
Oh.
So after
Okay.
giving him diagnosis in Korean and him giving this confused look to the doctor because he obviously did not even understand a word of what he said to him, right? And unfortunately, the only English word that the doctor knew was "you will die." You will die.
And was he going to
he
die?
got shocked, and turns out he luckily found one of the patient happened to speak fluent English. Turns out
Pambira
what he
naman.
originally meant was if you don't take care of yourself, your condition is going to eventually get worse. So you should learn how to take care from now on, and it has nothing serious to do with your body. Well, up until now, if it wasn't for that person, he would
Would've
have no clue what that was all about. Anyway, I completely went sideways on this, but the thing is, Horizon_Love, you're doing a perfect job adapting to this country, so I think you should stay
Pero pag nandun
in
ka
South
talaga sa bansa,
Korea.
kung saan
We
bansa ka
witness
nandun,
a
dapat
great
ano
foreigner
yung
like
salita.
yourselves in this
Oo.
country as well. All right, anyway, with
Kaya
that,
dapat
we are gonna
yung iba
wrap up
naiintindihan
tonight's
nila yung Horizon na
and
sabihin nila, "Uy, kinalimutan pa ko Pilipino."
Kailangan na ng
kailangan nila
survival
yun, eh.
skills doon, saka ano,
Pag
survival na.
nag-OFW ka sa isang bansa, hanggat maaari, at least man lang yung basic, yung parang
Conversational na gano'n.
Hindi na-
Ka.
kahit man lang survival
Survival.
man lang, alam mo yung language.
VINCI, and we're gonna say goodbye all together in 3, 2, 1.
Multilingual.
Anyong sa'yo, Jumida! O, kita mo, ako nga, alam ko na eh.
Ay, wala.
Hanggang dito ang ating reaction sa Radio Ananas.
Wala na!
Maraming salamat sa mga, mga love,
Sa mga
love
chismoso.
comments. Ayan.
Don't forget to LSS, like, share, and subscribe. Bye!